what is the average settlement for a personal injury case. But if you had to put a number on something like that, what would you say?
I would say you can't put a number. You really can't. You can't put your average case. I mean, sometimes people call me and you think it's $1 million case, and then we start looking at it and it's, it's soft tissue. I mean, it sounds bad, but if you heal up, I mean, I hate to say this, but if you heal up and you went to the ER, you might think you're going to be bad. But if you're perfectly fine health wise and there's no damages, I mean, there's no damages.
Would you give an average to like a soft tissue and then an average to like
Well, I wouldn't.
Super injured.
Now I've had super injured. Well, here's the next thing. You can be super injured, but if there's only $25,000 of insurance because you got hit by somebody with state minimum coverage, you have no UIM. That's all you're going to get. And then sometimes we've hit some home runs with some soft tissue cases. We think it's a $10,000 case and we get $50,000 for it. I mean, you never know. Every case is different. Everything has to be evaluated on its own. I can tell you, we do everything that we possibly can to maximize the value of our cases. And what can drive value? Well, that's, making sure you go to the doctor, no gaps in treatment. You're telling your doctor everything that's wrong with you, so he puts that in the medical record. You're going to the specialist. So if you go to like your regular family doctor and he says, go to an orthopedic or go get some physical therapy, you go to those visits. If the ortho then says you need injections or you need an MRI, you get that MRI, you get those injections. And then if they ultimately say you need surgery, well, you need to go and have the surgery. And those would be bigger case. Now, if you don't want to have surgery, you got to let us know and we can work up a life care plan to put a value on what that surgery would cost. And all those things add value. The next thing that can add value, is there any punitive exposure? If somebody was charged with a DUI, we want the officer's report. We want to, locate all those things and see how bad was this DUI. Get the body cam footage, the car cam footage, get their jail records, their breath sample, their medical records. If they give blood, give a blood sample, and all those can add some punitive value to it. So it really depends. I mean, sometimes it's they can be anything. They can be anything from zero. They can be a multi-million-dollar case. It just really depends on the damages and the liability and the insurance.
Now, with the treatment, going to the doctor, which is really important. Are they having to pay out of pocket for the doctor every time?
So if you have health insurance, I will always recommend my clients put their treatment on their health insurance. And the reason why is your Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever health insurance provider you may have, they have contracted prices with these health providers. So they might be paying 20 cents on the dollar, 20, 30 cents on the dollar for what the doctor actually charges. Now, they are going to put a lien on your case, but we're going to negotiate that lien on the back end at the settlement time. So that lets you get your treatment going. Now, if you have copays, you're going to have to pay that. Now, some people say, man, Justin, I can't go to the doctor 4 times a week and pay these copays. Well, we have a network of medical funding companies that might be able to help you. We also got some providers themselves that will treat you on what's called a letter of protection, which basically says, hey, I realize you have a personal injury claim that's going to settle at a later date. The Lovely Law Firm has agreed to protect the medical provider's interests and allow you to get your treatment. We're going to repay them at settlement time. And so just every case is different. People's scenarios are different. Some people have health insurance, some don't. And, but my paralegals are trained that, we work with them, with our clients, whatever their situation may be and whatever's best for them, we'll work with them.
Well, so don't be scared. If you're like, oh, I can't afford this or that or whatever, we're here to help. So if you have questions, the best thing you can do is come in and still just ask them, which, there's no harm in asking, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that you're taken care of. When life gets ugly, justice is love.